Hey there, it's Tara, and I am coming to you from Bonhomme right now. We're actually on vacation doing a combination sailing and hiking trip. We're on the hiking portion right now, and yes, I am indeed wearing socks with sandals. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below. Is it a yes for socks and sandals, or is it a no? I'm really curious for what you have to say. And I am definitely still on my weight loss journey, even though we're in kind of a different scenario than I usually find myself. We're out of home and we have to eat a lot differently when we're hiking because everything we have with us has to fit in a backpack on our backs with all of our food, water, supplies, and the food and water for our dog Pepsi too. But the great thing about hiking is that we're doing it for 5 to 7 hours per day, and it's pretty intense. So it burns a lot of calories. We are feeling it physically, and I'm eating a lot of foods right now that I probably wouldn't eat at home because they're not necessarily the healthiest. Of course, always vegan because I'm vegan for life. But we really have to rely on convenience foods out here. So it's whatever we can find in the grocery stores that we can fit into our pack and that's not gonna go bad without refrigeration. It can definitely be a challenge, but it's something I'm used to at this time, and I love hiking, so I really don't mind the inconvenience. So we've been out here for a week already, and the first part of the trip, I didn't really do much filming because, to be entirely honest, I felt kind of awkward when it came to my dietary choices and the food I was eating. We were sailing with family and we had access to a really small fridge, and for a lot of the times, my partner's family wanted to eat out, which I totally understand. People are on vacation, they want to go to restaurants. But I'm sure you understand that eating out at restaurants, if you are used to eating a whole food, healthy diet, there is a ton of fat, there's a ton of oil, and you just don't feel good after you eat it. So I made the choice to just kind of please other people, go out to a couple of restaurants and eat more kind of junky vegan food, and I did not feel good afterwards. I bloated up a ton and I regretted the decision almost instantly after going to a restaurant. It's always an awkward situation when I'm around people who eat normal food because it is entirely normal for them to eat French fries, alcohol, chicken nuggets, pizza, you name it. If it is loaded with animal products and unhealthy, that's probably the social norm, and that's definitely the case here in Denmark. So when I pull out my fruit-based dinner, when I'm having strawberries cut up, covered in a cashew cream, that is really weird to people. And I honestly think it triggers people and makes them uncomfortable. Even though I don't really say anything about my diet, to be honest, for the most part, I prefer just to not talk about my diet with people because it's a really weird and awkward conversation that I would just rather avoid if I could. So I'd love to hear if you have any advice for me in the comments below. Let me know if you've had to deal with a similar situation because I think I dealt with it in a really positive way. I always tried to bring it back to the fact that whole foods are really healthy and the sugar found in fruit is not at all the same as when you're eating processed junk food, which I think people get really confused about. They think that fruit sugar is just the same as regular sugar, and it is so totally different. I think the most important thing for me going through this past week, even though I wasn't able to film my food and kind of show you guys what I was eating, is that I was able to stick with my lifestyle for the most part. Yes, I had a couple of restaurant meals. They didn't make me feel my greatest. I bloated up from the salt content, but I still ate primarily whole food and I maintained a calorie deficit, which is what I'm wanting to do right now to lose these 40 pounds. And I did it in a way that was healthy and sustainable and that ultimately I'm happy with. And I think that's what I have to remember when I find myself in those difficult situations, is that I'm doing this for my health and I'm not doing it for anybody else. We just got back from our 2-week trip and I made my first green smoothie that I've had since coming back. Let me know if you want to know the ingredients that I put in my favorite green smoothie. Just comment down below and I'd be happy to share the recipe. I tend to be a creature of habit, and once I find a smoothie that I really like, I tend to drink it just every day. So that's what I've been doing here. And I wanted to give you an update on my weigh-in and where I'm at now that I'm home. This morning I weighed in at 157.4 pounds, which means that I lost 3.5 pounds these past couple of weeks, which I am really happy about because I knew my weight loss wasn't going to be as much as it has been in the previous weeks just because of what I was eating on this trip. So all in all, I'm really proud of how well I did these past 2 weeks, especially considering that I didn't have all the foods that I love to have access to when I'm at home in an environment where it's so easy to eat healthy. I ended up maintaining a calorie deficit of about 500 to 1,000 each day, depending on how much hiking we did. And that wasn't through calorie restriction, but just through more movement and more exercise. I still stand by what I've been doing this entire weight loss journey, which is eating a minimum of 2,000 calories a day. That is so important to me because I am not willing to go back to those dieting days of eating 1,500 or less calories a day and then feeling like I need to binge and going in that binge and restrict cycle. So I've found that the 2,000 calories with a lot of exercise and just eating the foods that make me feel good is something that is really sustainable for me and something I'm gonna be able to do for the long term. So I am gonna go have my green smoothie for breakfast, and let me know in the comments below what you think of my weight loss journey so far, and also let me know if you're on a similar journey because we can motivate each other. We can, check in, you can let me know how you're doing as well. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you do, hit that bell notification because that's actually how you're gonna be notified of the videos that I upload each and every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.